Welcome back, guys. As you can see, we're in a little bit of a different location today, because today's video is a little different than usual. Instead of just the workout today, we're going to be showing actually what you need to be eating in the kitchen that's going to get you your dream body. And I personally have found 4 tips that's going to get that for you. Now, the first half of this video is going to be those 4 tips, me going over them in a pretty quick fashion, as I don't want to just be talking and explaining for a while, as that can get quite boring. And then the second part of the video is going to be me actually making my favorite, most healthy, just best for your body snack. And I'm gonna be running you through that. Now, if you feel confident in what you eat, if you feel like you're already on this diet, you don't need this first half, there should be a time right here that's going to show you when I'm actually making that little snack. Now, if you feel like you should actually listen to the first half, then go ahead, by all means. We're gonna go right into it, and hopefully you can learn something from this video. Alright, the first tip in today's video is learn your body type. There's 3 main body types, and based on your body type, it's going to affect a lot of what you should be expecting from working out and just what you should be eating in general and how you should be training. So the 3 body types are going to be called ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. Now the names are a lot more confusing than what they actually are. So I'm going to slide that out of the way so I can explain these. There'll be an image, hopefully a little bit better right here. Now, the ectomorph is going to be that lean and sort of thinner body type. Basically, all your life you seem to have a skinny build and more of a thin frame. Now, then when you go into the mesomorph, that's going to be the more compact, bigger, more naturally muscular build. None of these are better than the other ones. It just all depends on how you were born and your genetics and things like that. Then we go to the final one, which is going to be the endomorph. The endomorph is going to be that bigger, more loose muscle that has a little bit more body fat naturally. With all of these, there's certain ways that you should be eating. So you need to learn which one you are. Hopefully after just those definitions, you can already think in your head, oh, I'm this body type. Or have already hopefully known that, just not necessarily know the names. Alright, now that we know our body types, what should we be eating because of that body type? First off, I'm going to start off with your calorie intake. So you have a surplus and you have a deficit. These 2 things can help you a lot with losing and gaining weight. For whenever you want to lose weight, or even when you're cutting, you're going to be eating in a calorie deficit. What does this mean though? It means that the calories you eat, you should be in your day burning more than the calories you're intaking. Therefore, you're going to be using and burning through the calories that you already have on your body to actually lose that extra weight. Now, if you're trying to do the opposite, it's going to be a calorie surplus. Say you're trying to put on weight for a wrestling match, you're trying to just bulk up for the winter, things like that. What you're going to be doing is eating more than you're actually burning. Therefore, every day you gain that extra weight and just slowly going through a different weight transformation. These do not need to be, oh, I just need to eat a bunch of junk food. You're still going to be eating healthy, just in calorie surpluses and deficits. Now, the second part of what you should be eating is you should be focusing on your protein, carbs, and fat intake. Let's say you want to gain. You're already eating in that calorie surplus. But what you want to be doing is having a certain level of protein. The protein is going to stay the same throughout. But you're going to be eating a lot of carbs. With those carbs, it's things such as pasta, bread, oatmeal, things like that, where it's sort of grains. With those carbs, it's going to help put on that weight. You're going to be eating not a lot of fat, but a little more than usual when you just normally be eating. Then when we go down to that calorie deficit, you're going to be doing sort of the opposite. Keep the protein the same, but you're going to be having less carbs. And keep in mind that protein is going to be your meats, your nuts, things like that. Now, with cutting or calorie deficits, you're going to be eating very low fat. If you're just trying to maintain, then eating not a calorie surplus or deficit, but just trying to eat what you're burning off daily. So you're not burning off too much, but you're not burning off too little, and you're going to be eating sort of the same amount of carbs and protein throughout your day, and a little bit of that fat. Good fat though, such as almonds or things like that, not necessarily processed food. Alright, so here's the issue with eating, is that a bunch of people think, I'm going to have as much protein as I can, it's going to build a bunch of muscle. I did say you should be intaking a lot of protein. That was true. And while that is true, you do need to be having a lot of protein. There's a little tip that I found out that is kind of going to change your way of thinking whenever you intake protein. Now, if you didn't know, Every 2 hours, you can only consume 20 to 25 grams of protein. That is it. That's the limit. That's all you can take in where your body's actually going to use that. Let's say you have a big meal, you take in 100 grams of protein. Your body's only going to use about 25 grams, 20. And the rest is just going to get crapped out. You're not even going to use it, or it's not going to help your body develop. So don't eat thinking, I'm going to have a bunch of this protein and therefore it's going to make me really strong and big. Eat thinking, I had protein 2 hours ago, now it's time to take 20 to 25 more grams of protein, therefore I can keep going throughout that entire day, every 2 hours taking that protein in, else your body's not going to use it. With that said, if you're not having 20 to 25 grams of protein per meal, you should try to hit that benchmark. It's a good sort of place where you should be at, from 20 to 25 grams. But that's every 2 hours. Any more than that is just going straight to the toilet. The last thing that I want to go over is cheat meals and counting calories. Both of these things can really affect the way you eat. If you're counting your calories every single meal, it's going to kind of get discouraging and you're not even going to enjoy eating anymore, which no one wants that, and I'm not asking y'all to do that. What I want you to do is just know how much you should be eating. Know how much is too much, know how much is too little. Get that in your head. Maybe at first you have to count those calories, but don't count calories every meal. All that does is make you hate eating, and it feels like extra work whenever you do eat. Now the second thing is cheat meals. Whenever I first started working out, I would eat good for 5 or 6 days, and then the weekend would come and I'd say, oh, here's my cheat meal, and then go out to eat, have ice cream and stuff like that. And sure, that's fine. That's nothing wrong with that. But you should not call it a cheat meal. You should not think, oh my gosh, I just cheated so much. I feel so bad. I'm never gonna get any results. I'm never gonna get better. One little mess up a week is not going to bring you all the way down. It's not gonna reset all your progress made. All it's gonna do is, sure, maybe it makes you look a little bloated, but you can work that off. That is stuff that you can work off, is if you're just having one of those little sugary hookups just one time a week. And even then, I try not to have any cheat meals. I don't schedule when I'm gonna eat bad. If my family goes out to eat, I'll go out to eat with them. It's fast food. Sure, it makes me feel a little bit unhealthy, but hey, as long as you're not doing it every day, then it's fine. Just don't plan on eating bad, and hopefully you won't as much as you are or as you could be eating. Also, with all of this stuff, don't try to think of it as, I'm on this diet, I'm doing this, I have to eat this way. That again is just discouraging. Dieting it has diet in the first name. It's not a very appealing thing. No one wants to be on a diet. Diet shouldn't be something that you are on every day. It should be, oh, I'm just eating healthy, or I'm just eating in a certain way. It's not, oh, I can't eat this, this, and this because I'm on my diet. Just try not to discourage your eating, and try not to take away the joy and happiness and fun of eating in general. Eating can be a great thing, and it's just that you gotta eat right, else you're not gonna see those results. You can never, ever outwork a bad diet. Remember that. You could run every day, miles, but you're not going to get your dream body without eating correctly. Now let's get into what I think is the best all-time snack that's going to have the most benefits for you. All right, so for this snack, what it's going to be focused around is the beloved tuna. The holy grail for me is this little can right here. First of all, if you did just watch that first half, you heard me speak on how 20 to 25 grams of protein, stuff like that. This one little can alone has about 30 grams of protein. So that's gonna fill up my protein tank for a good 2 hours. Now, anytime anyone was like, oh, you should eat tuna, I'm having tuna, I'd say that's disgusting. I don't even like seafood, and I thought it would be nasty. But I tried it. What I'm about to do with this is about to change your whole perspective on tuna. It makes it very good, very easy to take down, very enjoyable. So we're gonna start off by grabbing one of these cans, and that's also gonna be the main ingredient for this whole thing. All right, the next ingredients are going to be the sort of sauces for this can of tuna. You're going to have your pickled relish. This stuff, again, just started eating. It's actually very good. I don't like pickles, but this is good. You're also going to have your mayo. I don't know if we have any more mayo left. I really hope we do, or I'm gonna have to reshoot this entire video in like a week. So, fingers crossed. After you get your mayo and your relish, you're going to get some garlic powder to sprinkle on. Or you don't even need the garlic powder. You could get really any just sort of seasoning and just salt in general. All this stuff you can leave out too. I'm just trying to make it more enjoyable because I don't like eating tuna alone. The final ingredient is going to be lemon or lime juice. Just a little dash of this, and I'll show you the actual measurements. Once you have all your ingredients, you're going to be mixing them in a bowl together, and I'll show you that next. Once you got all your ingredients, first step, crack open that tuna can. You can take a can opener and just open it up, then squeeze the top and let all the juice out, either in a trash can or in the sink. So after you have drained that can of tuna out, you're going to empty the tuna into a small bowl just so you can mix it all up. It doesn't have to be a certain kind of tuna or a certain brand or whatever. Just tuna in general is great. It's going to have a lot of protein and not a lot of that processed fat and other stuff that's going to inevitably hurt your big warning. This is not an everyday sort of thing because tuna does have mercury in it, and that mercury can poison you and kill you. So this is like a twice a week max sort of thing, which I'm really glad I was told that, or I was gonna eat this every day. So don't eat it every. So after you put that tuna into your bowl, you're going to then be getting about a half a cup of mayo, maybe a little bit less. I usually just eyeball it because I have made this so many times. Yeah, a little bit less than half a cup of mayo. You're gonna be putting that in the bowl. Also, mayo is another one of those things where if you have too much of it, it can lead to a little bit of fat gain. All right, then depending on how much you like relish, put in as much as you want, but I'm gonna be putting in about 1 tablespoon into the mixture. Then you're going to be putting about a teaspoon of your lime or lemon into the bowl. You want to put more or less. This recipe is very up to you. Once you put in that lemon or lime, just a little dash of that seasoning. I'm using my garlic powder, just a little sprinkle. And once you got that down, you're gonna mix it all up. After you've mixed your entire little bowl together, you're going to grab some sort of breading. And the one that you're going to want to use and the recommended is pita bread. Really any bread will work. It's going to be getting in those carbs. Make sure it's whole wheat, whole grain, something like that. Once you've gotten your bread, I've gotten my pita opened up. Just going to get that, the filling, and put that right into whatever sort of carb you're gonna be using, and just fill it up really so it's nice and sealed. All right, once you've filled your pita, then you're good to go. You got your little whatever, I don't know what these are called, a tuna breading, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching as always. If you would like me to go more into depth about any of the dieting or food tips I went over, just let me know in the comments. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and see you in the next video.